We live in a great country, though. I tell you what, these people bitch about our country. This is an awesome country. Do you realize there's a buffet on every street corner in this country? Other people starving. You ever see that Starving Kid commercial? For 8 cents?
Welcome to Pegasus versus the World, where we take on challenges, comedy, trending topics, and some travel.
City boy! City boy!
All right, y'all, we taking this one on, baby. That's not a freak accident. It's the ass accident by Larry the Cable Guy. Yeah, man. I've been rocking with the Larry Cable Guy, going through my Larry the Cable Guy phase. Yeah, man. Let's get it. You know what's interesting? He started this out, and it's actually funny to think about that. He's like, people want to complain about this country. We're talking about America, but there's a buffet on every corner. And he was talking about people starving in other countries. I was actually going to do a talking piece on that because I did some video about Bernie Sanders. I mentioned the trickle-down economy, and people were just like, trickle-down economies never work, blah, blah, blah. And I literally was like, actually, we live in one, and it does work. We're the proof that it works, right? You know, compared to just like a lot of different places. Like when you look at the numbers, so it made me look up multiple things. One, do people die of starvation in America? And it is so rare, and it's technical. I found out that people aren't really, the people who do die of starvation in America, it's not really starvation. It's typically elderly, right? It's typically from malnutrition and people who can't absorb nutrients. So even though it's classified as starvation, and that's like, people don't die of starvation in America for the most part. So I was looking that up on ChatGPT. Then it made me look up, since the 1950s to now, who's created the most millionaires and billionaires. And by a landslide, it's been America. And because we have more millionaires and billionaires here, there's a better quality of life and there's more opportunity to become a millionaire and potentially a billionaire than anywhere else. And you see that, like, for example, if you put Europe up. Anyways, this is a comedy reaction. I'm going crazy. My mind just works like that lately because I just like, I've been, dabbling in the culture war a little bit. So I just look basic common sense shit up. And I'm like, what are people talking about in the comments? I'm like, this doesn't even make sense. Anyway, but he's right. I said all that just because Larry the Cable Guy is right. We have an amazing country. Anyways, if you guys are here for it, like, share, comment, subscribe. I talked enough. Let's just get into it. That's not a freak accident. It's dumbass accident. Larry the Cable Guy.
We live in a great country, though. I tell you what, these people bitch about our country. This is an awesome country. Do you realize there's a buffet on every street corner in this country?
Thanks.
Other people starving. You ever see that Starving Kid commercial? For 8 cents a day, you can feed a starving child. 8 cents a day? Dadgum, you can't keep a gerbil alive for 8 cents a day. Dadgum, I go through $270 a day, and I'm on a diet. Reading an article in the paper the other day. Fella jumped off some mountain with one of them kites, Batman kites.
Hang glider. Is he talking about a hang glider? This fool said a Batman kite. You mean a hang glider? Or, those like bodysuits? I still can't raise my shoulders totally, so bear with me. Those bodysuits, and within the armpit, there's like a flap, so it's like a flying squirrel, and fools be jumping off mountains, floating around, flying with those joints. That is beyond me. But I don't know which one he's talking about. He said a kite, so I'm guessing he's talking about like a hang glider.
Reading an article in the paper the other day. Fella jumped off some mountain with one of them kites, Batman kites, and it didn't work, and he slammed into something that killed him.
Oh, no.
And it said, diver dies because of freak accident. That ain't a freak accident. You jumped off a building with a kite on your back. That's a dumbass accident is what that is. A freak accident.
That's facts, actually. I didn't think the dude was going to die in this story, but here we are.
Ain't a freak. I'll tell you what a freak accident is.
Right, let's go.
You're down there at the local, Stop and Shop down there and getting gas, and unbeknownst to you, there's two clowns in a knife fight. One of them falls and stabs you in the face. That's a freak accident right there, all right?
That's a freak accident, literally and metaphorically. Yeah, he's built it. Clowns are freaks.
Read another article one time. This is why I don't like polls. I seen an article, they said they polled in Washington, D.C. They polled 2,500 women. Said, now that Bill Clinton's way older, would you sleep with Bill Clinton? Unbelievable. 94% said not again. Thank you. Good night. Thank you so much. Good night. Thank you. All right. I'll stay. All right. You can.
Yo, we're about to watch the encore. Yo, that's wild. That's a good ass Bill Clinton joke, though.
Convince me. I'm going to hang out for a while. Remain seated. Stupid polls. Well, the polls indicate. I ain't never been polled. You ever been polled? I've been polled. These only.
Yo, that's actually a valid ass question. Because the news loves to be like, our current census, our current poll shows that blah. And I'm like, who is in these damn polls? And how, like, you can't get a hold of me. You can't get a hold of me. I ain't answering my phone. You know those spam telemarketers? I'm like, nope, I ain't answering the phone. I really wonder who takes these polls.
Only one poll I ever trusted. That's the polls I do at my shows. And I done one last night. And I believe this. I polled all my audience last night. 87% of them said at this point in time during my show, they want their money back. I've been, use one of the 13%. 87-13. Yeah, 13% right there. Yeah, right? I know my dadgum math. You know, I work a lot of fairs. I love working fairs. It's awesome because I grew up in fairs and I love fairs. What has happened to the clientele at the fairs lately, though? Holy smokes, I was up there the other day. There's a dude walking like he's bleeding from the nose, you know, walking like he got a daggum fart stuck sideways, heading down that thing down there. Looked like a Greyhound bus overturned. He came walking in trying to get help or something. I mean, it's unbelievable at these fairs. By the way, anybody ever ride a Greyhound bus? I used to ride them back in the early days of comedy. Holy smokes, only thing slower than a Greyhound bus is the people on the daggum bus.
The Greyhound is so trash.
They're a good value, though. I went from Sanford, Florida, all the way to Lincoln, Nebraska one time. $49. Oh, man. 119 days.
You get what you pay for.
And the big selling point at the time was now with more leg room, what they needed was more headroom so I could have hung myself halfway through the trip.
He snapped. He said, take me out, man, because you ain't going to get me there. He said, take me out, because you ain't going to get me there. Yeah, so that was Larry the Cable Guy, freak accident. I'm trying to think of the funniest joint that I've heard from him. Because he had some joints that had me, like, dying. He dropped, so there's a reaction I did to the Blue Collar Comedy Tour. I think it was, like, the guy's favorite jokes or dad jokes or something like that. He dropped a showstopper on that one. But anyways, he could just sit. I feel like Larry the Cable Guy has that type of style where he could literally just walk around on stage and talk and be funny at some capacity. Because, like, even how he's, like, making his description like a sideways fart is like, who thinks like that, you know? And it's the same with a lot of these really good comedians. Ron White, you know, all the dudes from Blue Collar Comedy, Theo Vaughn, Dave Chappelle, Andrew Schulz. There's some people who are just funny. They're just funny at nature. And they're just quick-witted. Anyways, yeah, man, you guys support Larry the Cable Guy. Make sure you're checking out his content online, getting tickets to his events. My reactions are never a substitute for the original content. Let's keep rocking. I appreciate you guys showing up for these. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Yay!
City boy, city boy.